Hello everyone. I know I have only 15 minutes. Well, it looks difficult to sum up my journey and experiences in 15 minutes, but being a professor, I have an advantage of such a practice. As you can see in the background and in the surroundings, I come from a village and a farmer's family. Just to share with you, my father can read Hindi, but my mother has never gone to school. Coming from a village far from towns and being single son in my family, I had some different constraints and learning from my life. My life has a dilemma. The dilemma was that something that my family have created over the period of time and my own dream. My family was wanted me to settle down here, take care of what they have created from generations, and my dream was to settle down into a metropolitan city, making my own stand and earning something for my own self, something that I dream for and something that I love doing. Well, though I have learned cultivation and dealing with cattle, which was a routine job of my family to earn the bread butter, and this is the routine job in every village people do, so nowhere different. But to make myself comfortable and cope up with what I want to do in life, then I had to take a certain steps which were not as common as we think of. While I was studying in a school here in my village, we have been taught of bring money, and this is nowhere different to what you have also been advised by your family, friends, neighbors, relatives, and everyone. Before that, let me share with you that when it comes to what contributes to success of a person, you'll find a mix of views. You'll find that some would say that success will come to hard workers. Some would say that success comes to intelligent people. Some would say that no, it is just a matter of chance and choice, or a matter of time, that somebody who take the right decision on the right time gets success. Well, true. Everything, whether it is hard work or it is intelligence or it is taking a timely decision, contribute to success of a person. I totally agree. For me, there were other reasons too, other learnings that I took that made me success, considering all my constraints and learnings. I have been asked a number of times this question, that what I did to change myself, picking myself from this village to taking me where I am today. Well, I would like to share the 5 biggest learnings of my life. These 5 learnings have been taken at different point in time, and these 5 learnings have made me to climb up on the ladder. So I took all of these step by step, and these steps had helped me in achieving my dreams and seeing to see more dreams. So first thing that I did in my life was the understanding of time and management of time. While I was studying here in my village, like we discussed, that everyone advises to us that you should study, you should educate yourself, and if you will study, you will educate yourself, your life will be changed. The same situation was with me here. My teachers were used to advise me, guide me to study like any other student in the class. Something that made me study or take their advice forward was that I trusted in. I was not knowing that what should I study. I was not knowing that what is there, what will happen to me, what is there. Uh, Something that helped me out was trusting on them. I was not aware what will happen to me and my life after study. I was not knowing how the outside world look like. I have not even gone even to a picture hole until I was in 11th standard. But something that I had deep in my mind was that because everybody is saying that education can change my life, I followed that advice and I started studying. In the early days of my life, I had both the responsibilities. There was a lot of cattle work at my home along with the field work, and I also was intent to study. So I had to manage both the things. I had to manage my time first. If I want to study and I want to win their trust and heart by showcasing that yes, I'm good in the studies and they should give me a chance to go out of the village and study more, then I had to study well. And at the same time, I had to help my father and family in all the routine job that they were doing at home, because through this work my family was earning bread and butter. So what I did is I did a management of time. My routine was started at 4:30 in the morning until 11 o'clock. I was managing everything. So this was the first thing that I learned in my life, that when I'm going to take the right decision, when is the time that I will go out of the village and explore what is out there in the outside world, what subjects I can explore on, but what is that I would like to study. I was not knowing that what should I study, honestly speaking. I was just knowing that intelligent students, they go for non-medical or medical. Average students like me, they go for either arts or commerce. I was an average student. I was not very studious, and being here in the village, I had certain constraints. My village is approximately 40 kilometers from any town nearby. So it was almost 4 hours that I was spending in traveling from my home to the town for my studies. And I also had common responsibilities like feeding fodder to the cattle in the morning and in the afternoon. So I had to manage my time into both the responsibilities like I was sharing. This helped me out in winning their trust. When they saw me doing and managing well in both, then they agreed to send me out of the town. But when I moved out of the town and started studying in one of the university, I had another constraints and challenge. One of the constraint was language barrier. I had studied in Hindi, but when I started studying there, the whole syllabi was in English language. I had to cope up with it, and considering the financial resource, I had no option to go for extra coachings or classes. Then I had to practice more, and of course, occasional responsibilities of home were still there. So I had to step up and take certain decisions, the decisions that would help me out in making my life a little bit comfortable and better than the previous one. So after a time span, I had one objective, that my next life should be better than the previous one. And this is what I have been focusing upon. My next move when I graduated was to be independent. And what I started doing is I started exploring the options, that what is that can make me independent, how I can make myself job ready, how I can go and grab a job in the market. What should I do and what should I study that will help me out in getting a job, getting earning? So I started focusing on the kind of courses that can help me out in getting a job quickly. I started learning Tally, the account software, to work for the organizations and help them as a freelance. At the same time, I also learned computer. This I'm talking about 2005-6. So learning computer has been helpful for me that point in time, and this got me a few job options. I started teaching in the same institute where I learned this computer and tele classes. So I started teaching there. And then I thought that, is my life going to be like this? Is it something that I should do more? Uh, I started exploring my passion, and slowly and gradually I explored that teaching is something that I like. As my teachers were also used to guide me, my teachers were also used to suggest me that uh, you study and you can do. They trusted on me, so they have been motivating me. I thought that yes, I had certain constraints, like I did not have a very strong background or a strong schooling that could help me out. But I thought that okay, there should not be more people like me, and this is what emotionally and my passion also. I decided that yes, I should go for teaching, and teaching is something that I would like to explore as my career option. But it was not enough. Exploring that what my passion is was not enough to make me settle in life. I had to come to the excellence. This was my forte. When I identified that okay, now I did my MBA, but I don't want to work for corporates. I would like to go for teaching, but a master's and having almost no work experience, it was very difficult to settle myself into a good institution where I can teach the like-minded students. And meaning of excellence is different for everyone. What you think excellence is different to what others think excellence is. I started exploring that how I can bring excellence in what I do. When I teach, how do I teach? What is that I need to cope up, or what is that excellence which means to me as a person, and excellence that mean to world outside. So I defined that excellence, and I came to a conclusion that first I should have a terminal degree, I should have a doctorate. So without wasting my further time, I made a decision for my doctorate, and I enrolled myself under Ministry of Human Resource Development Scholarship for my doctorate program. There also in the institution, I was supporting to my teachers as and when I get opportunity to be in the class and guiding my students. And I started defining that excellence for me. This is how my focus shifted equally on research. With the research, there was a saying, or there was a environment in the academia, especially in higher education, that if you want to be a good teacher or if you want to be in a good institution, you need to have a research bent of mind, or you need to have a few good research published in renowned journals to have option to be a professor. And this was something which was going on as a discussion in higher education academics, that if you want to be in one of the leading institution, you should have equal proportion of teaching and experience in your kitty. The same thing I did. I explored both my interest in teaching and research side by side. I started doing research. And after spending a few years in academics, I realized that what current higher education system is struggling with. What are the pain points of my community citizens, my colleagues? Something that I explored and learned in the recent past few years, I came to know that developing solution for others is something that helped me out in moving forward. So what I faced during my PhD also, that we academicians, especially from the emerging countries and emerging markets, we struggle a lot when it comes to publishing our own research in the high category international journals. And this is where the higher education academics is moving. Therefore, I thought of exploring the options of nurturing and establishing myself into higher category journals. I started working for journals, especially with the good publishers, and I learned the lessons that what are the roadmap that should be there to develop these internationally reputed journals. How do I bring diversity? How do I network myself with the people who are across boundaries, belong to different cultures? So I started learning and working with them. In that pursuit, I continued my both research and academic passion simultaneously. And this year, I have finished my postdoctorate from University of Putra Business School in Malaysia. Now, what I'm doing is I know that there are still constraints in higher education. So what I'm doing is I'm learning lessons and try to apply these lessons to bring out solutions, the solutions that can help out me as a scholar, my community citizens, and my colleagues. So nowadays I am carrying my both the portfolios very successfully as an academician, my own academic passion and my research pursuits. I'm teaching in my class and I'm working for some of the reputed journals to bring out as a solution to my problems. Thank you so much. I really hope that my lessons would somewhere make sense to you. Thank you.